If you have hip flexors that just won't let go, this is the perfect series for you. You need a yoga block to start with, preferably one that is a regular width rather than half width. Come down on your back first and place the block horizontally under the bones and the back of the pelvis. Make sure that it's not on your low back. And then take your ribs and sink them towards the floor while simultaneously dropping the bottom of your bum down. So sit bones heavy, hips stay flat for this series. It's part of why it works. Hug your left knee to your chest and then work on rounding your rib cage into the floor as you press your opposite leg down. So you should feel this stretch the opposite leg more than the leg you're holding into the chest. I usually hold these for about 8 to 10 breaths. The floor leg is going to slide out, keeping it straight and parallel. Make sure it stays in its own lane so it lines up with your right hip joint here. Nice deep breaths, the ribs stay down and the pelvis remains flat on the block the entire time. Now your bottom leg might not go all the way straight. That's all right. Keep the heel resting on the floor either way and just keep nudging it a little farther out as the hip flexor releases. The third part of this basic series is to let the leg go to the side and turn the knee and toes slightly angled out. This is going to stretch a little less of the front of the hip and thigh and a little bit more of the inner thigh line, possibly into the pelvis. Bring everything back to center, reflatten the pelvis and the ribs, and change to your right leg. Right knee to the chest, left foot presses strongly down into the floor. Again, be sure both sides of the pelvis remain flat. If you can, breathe deeply into the back of your waist and make sure that your left knee, your floor knee, doesn't lean out to the side. Keep it nice and parallel. Slide it out straight and parallel. You can see this side's a little bit tighter for me. Ribs stay down, and the floor knee can stay slightly bent as needed as long as the heel remains resting on the floor. Bring the leg out to the side and turn the knee and toes slightly open. This is the point usually where the opposite leg will start to tip up off the floor or lean out to the side. Keep the right knee, the knee to the chest, aimed at your ear or nose and both hips flat. Bring everything back to center, and this concludes the basic part of our sequence. We're going to do a little add-on. You can keep the block flat or you can lift it up a notch. It really depends on how your lower back feels. I'm just letting my pelvis rest here. Because my legs are parallel and hip width, I'm getting a little more stretch through the front of my hips and letting my ribs sink down. Take the block back to its regular height and bring the legs towards the chest. Here you're letting the legs come in and the pelvis tip upwards, the tail tip upwards. So your back is rounding deeply to the floor. The block might slide a little bit, that's okay. Just make sure that you hold it if it slides too far. Your knees can be bent slightly to help relieve some of the tension through the back of the body. Again, nice deep breaths into the back of the waist and the ribs. If you'd like, you can add a hug of the legs using the arms. Be sure the neck and shoulder tops remain relaxed throughout this part. This is a very nice ending exercise. You can do it on its own even. And when you're ready, take the block out and feel how long the back of your body is. If you enjoyed this Mobilibite, please like, subscribe, and share. New videos are added every week.